Hey guys, Other Boy Reactions here. Alright, so we're hopping back into Doctor Who. Okay, so now last time I got a little mixed up with the numbering of the episodes. So this one will be episode 2. I know the last one was labeled episode 2 at first, and then I had to switch it, and so now that was episode 1, this is episode 2. Last time was a Cassandra episode. We got the conclusion to her story, and you know, she got a chance to redeem herself a little bit after all the bad and, you know, killing that she's done in the past, and you know, she got a chance to say goodbye to herself before she died, and she got a chance to tell her past self that, you know, she thought she looked beautiful, and David Tennant and Billie Piper got to do some interesting acting where they got to play someone other than their character. They got to play Cassandra, both of them, which is interesting. Yeah, I can't wait to see where, you know, our two little friends go in this episode. But let's get into it. Alright, so this is Doctor Who, Season 2, Episode 2, Tooth and Claw. Evil Hare Krishna. They look crazy. Whoa, that looks cool.
My thumb. I need my
He's
thumb.
always fucking wrong.
My thumb.
Oh my god. How has he not figured out by now? Right.
You will explain your presence.
Might I introduce Her Majesty Queen Victoria,
Oh,
Empress
shit.
of India and Defender of the Faith.
Wow.
Rose Tyler, Mom. And my apologies for being so naked.
I've had 5 daughters. It's nothing to me. It states clearly here that you have been appointed by the Lord Provost as my protector.
Does it? Yes, it does. Good. Good. We just met Queen Victoria.
I know!
What a laugh!
She was just sitting there.
Like a stamp.
I wanted to say, we are not amused. I bet you £5 I can make her say it.
My late husband spoke of it often. The Torchwood estate.
Torchwood.
Now, shall we go inside? And please excuse the naked girl.
Sorry.
She's a fair old child. I bought her for sixpence in old London town.
Stop!
It was her or the Elephant Man. So.
Thinks he's funny, but I'm so not amused. What do you think, Mum?
It hardly matters. Shall we proceed?
She keeps trying to make her.
Find some clothes for Miss Tyler. I'm tired of nakedness.
It's not amusing, is it?
What? Oh fuck. Yes, someone who can tell her the truth. Damn, they didn't waste any time.
I've got a friend. He's called the Doctor. He'll know what to do. You've got to come with me. Oh, but I can't, miss. What's your name? Flora. Flora will be safe.
Run!
And that's the charm of a ghost story, isn't it? Not the scares and chills, that's just for children, but the hope of some contact with the great beyond. We all want some message from that place. It's the Creator's greatest mystery that we're allowed no such consolation. The dead stay silent. And we must wait. Come. Begin your tale, Sir Robert.
Oh.
The story goes back 300 years. Every full moon, the howling rings through the valley.
Is he a werewolf?
Next morning, livestock is found ripped apart, and once in a generation, a boy will vanish from his homestead.
There is something of the wolf about you.
Oh, they're continuing that, huh?
I don't know what you mean.
You burn like the sun, but all I require is the moon.
Oh my god. That's so good. Oh! Oh my god! Pull that shit! Yes! Get out of there!
Where the hell have you been?
Oh my god! Hurry the fuck up. No, shut up.
After 6 attempts on my life, I am hardly unprepared.
Oh, I don't think so, woman.
The correct form of address is Your Majesty.
That's where they want you. The wolf's lined you up for a biting.
Now stop this talk. There can't be an actual wolf.
Ah!
Did you think there was nothing strange about my household staff?
Well, they were bald, athletic. Your wife's away. I just thought you were happy.
I tell you what though, Mum, I bet you're not amused now.
Do you think this funny?
No, I'm sorry.
What exactly? I pray tell me, someone, please. What exactly is that creature?
You'd call it a werewolf, but technically it's more of a lupine wavelength hemiveriform.
And should I trust you, sir? You who change your voice so easily? What happened to your accent?
Oh, right. Sorry.
I'd not have it.
Mistletoe. They're all garlanded in mistletoe and the wolf doesn't attack them.
Yes,
The sound of
ladies.
the wolf, my lady. Perhaps it's gone. And perhaps it's toying with us.
Your Majesty.
Is that the cow we know?
Oh, yes. The greatest diamond in the world. What if his father and your husband weren't just telling each other stories? They dared to imagine all this was true, and they planned against it, laying the real trap not for you, but for the wolf.
Ah! Oh! Fuck.
Mistletoe!
Isabel.
Ah.
But now my wife will remember me with honor.
Fuck. Oh, fuck.
Make it brighter. Let me go.
If that thing bit you,
It was a splinter of wood when the door came apart. It's nothing. Then you may think on this also, that I am not amused. Yes. Not remotely. I don't know what you are, the two of you, or where you're from. But I know that you consort with stars and magic and think it fun. But your world is steeped in terror and blasphemy and death, and I will not allow it. You will leave these shores, and you will reflect, I hope, on how you came to stray so far from all that is good, and how much longer you may survive this terrible life.
Fuck.
Now leave my world, and never return.
Well, we weren't planning on it.
No, but the funny thing is, Queen Victoria actually did suffer a mutation of the blood. It's historical record. She was haemophiliac. They used to call it the royal disease. But it's always been a mystery because she didn't inherit it.
Oh my god.
I would call it Torchwood. The Torchwood Institute. And if
Oh,
this
that's what Torchwood is.
doctor should return, then he should beware. Because Torchwood will be waiting.
That was a fun episode. I mean, it didn't really have too much of a deeper message or anything, but we got to see Queen Victoria. We got something that explains her hemophilia. That's interesting. Is Queen Victoria, was she related to, I mean, they're all like fucking related, aren't they? But is she related to Elizabeth? Fuck, Queen Elizabeth is related to Queen Victoria, so that's interesting that they're trying to say that the royal family are werewolves or something other than human. It's always been a rumor. Actually, people have said that they're like lizard people, but Queen Elizabeth just like won't die. We got to see a werewolf. I thought the werewolf was pretty decent. much better than, you know, the original Slovenes. It was nice to see Queen Victoria. It was interesting about, you know, her husband had that diamond cut for her and that they used it to reflect the moon's energy. The head, you know, bald monk guy reminded me of, there was someone in Game of Thrones who looked very similar to him. I wonder if it's the same actor. Yes! He's the same one in Game of Thrones. Oh my god. He looks the same. So creepy looking, but I mean, he doesn't look like he's aged that much. They were kind of interesting, but their characters didn't really go anywhere. Their only purpose was, you know, to, you know, they worshiped the wolf and they wanted, you know, they wanted to stage like this werewolf coup and, you know, have the wolf bite the queen so that, you know, she would be part of their, you know, brotherhood and they could control, they'd have control over the royal family and essentially the world at that time. That's kind of scary. But I mean, there wasn't really, I'm trying to think if there was like a deep theme or message in this episode. I don't think so. I love that, that the wife and the maids, you know, figured out that the wolf was allergic to mistletoe, and they all worked so hard to, you know, to boil some down so that they could defend themselves. And Russell T Davies is such a feminist. I love it. I love how he really tries not to make the women in his episodes victims. He really tries to make sure that they're smart and, you know, even though it's a period episode, you know, and women back then were probably not as educated as they would be today. Even the wealthy women, he still made, you know, the wife have deduction skills and you know, using her surroundings and, you know, not going to go down without some kind of fight. So I really enjoyed that. And, you know, they saved Rose. Rose was about to be done for if they didn't throw that boiled mistletoe on the wolf. I kind of felt bad for the wolf at the end there. You know, when they shot him with the moonbeam, and he was like, you know, turn it up, like, you know, let me go. That was kind of sad because he didn't really have a choice in becoming what he was. It happened to him when he was a boy, and he's been that way ever since. And he's been kind of trapped in this, you know, with this demonic spirit inside of him. So that was kind of sad that, you know, he's finally at peace. You know, and he went to wherever he was supposed to go. And the best part of the episode was when Queen Victoria was talking about how the great mystery of death, you know, that the dead stay silent and all we can do is wait, you know, until it's our time and then we can rejoin them, hopefully. That was so sad, and so human how, you know, she misses her husband. He's gone, and it was, you could see the doctor felt the same way about his people and whoever he's lost, and that all he can do is wait until it's his time, and then he'll be with his people again. He probably misses them terribly. I'm sure they'll touch more, you know, on him being a Time Lord and what happened to all the other Time Lords in this season, hopefully. I mean, they seem to give us a little, little breadcrumbs every season. So that was a touching moment. That's probably the best moment in the episode. Just the look on Queen Victoria's face, the look on the doctor's face, that, he understood what she was talking about and he was thinking about his own, his own people. And it's something that we all think about. I feel like that's a recurring theme in this show. I liked that we got to see, a tiny, there was a tiny little break in the Queen's armor. She has to be so austere and so proper and so together all the time, but she had this moment of, this very human moment of, fuck, like I fucking miss my husband, like, and anyone that she's lost, like all we can do is just fucking wait until it's our time, and then hopefully she'll get to see him again. And I don't know, I just thought that was a really good moment. We got another reference to the Bad Wolf. I thought we were done with that, but I guess not. I mean, how can we be done with it? Because Rose, that was such a huge moment in Rose's life. And she doesn't even remember all of it, if any of it. But I think it's gonna slowly come back to her, throughout the season. Hopefully. I'm glad they referenced it again. But the werewolf guy, said, he talked about the wolf, and then I love when he said, you burn like the sun, but all I require is the moon. That was such a good line. I love that so much. I love that he could see what had happened to her, and that, like, the time vortex, the TARDIS energy was flowing through her at one point. I love that he could see that. I wish they could have shown more of him in his human self. I thought he was a very interesting character that could have been developed, but they didn't have time. This was mostly about Queen Victoria, and Rose trying to get the Queen to say I'm not amused, and is that something that Queen Victoria said often? Like, that was so random and funny. I thought it would have been funny if Rose had kept trying to get her to say it and she wouldn't, and then, like, when Rose was, like, trapped downstairs, that would have been funny if, like, the Queen had said it then when she wasn't in the room, and she was like, oh fuck, I missed it, that would have been hilarious. I love the look of this episode. I love that it was in Scotland, and those highlands and the Highland Plains, and it reminded me of Outlander, and it was just beautiful. And I love how they colored, the episode. It was kind of dark and gloomy and mysterious. And that house that Queen Victoria is now going to turn into the Torchwood Institute. So they're giving us little clues about what Torchwood is, what it's going to be, and what the show's going to be. But it sounds like it's also kind of an organization that's gonna, that's willing to combat the Doctor too. So is it gonna be the enemy of the Doctor? Because it sounds like it's the enemy of anything supernatural, and the Doctor's supernatural, or at least, not of this earth. So I wonder what their main goal is, and if he ever, once he crossed paths with them again, are they going to be his enemy? I don't know, we'll have to see. But yeah, I enjoyed this episode. I hope you did too. And if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you'd like full reactions, please check out my Patreon by going to the link down below. Alright guys, I'll see you next time. Bye.
I can tell you